Welcome to the first edition of Inside SuperGP. We take you behind the scenes to show you the ins and outs of what happens with all our riders in the Monster Energy SuperGP Champions Trophy. We caught up with Sir Lancelot Lance Isaacs to find out what he's been doing in between the two races and, of course, preparing for SWAT Corps and the Durban Street Race. Lance, a lot of people don't realize how much actually goes into the behind the scenes stuff and what you got to do to get these bikes up to speed.
Yeah, it is a lot of homework. It's on days like these, you know, where all the real work is done. When we arrive at the track, we want to be I would say about 95% prepared. We take conditions on the day as the 5% that we got to look at on the day. You know, we can the bulk of the real work gets done in the workshops when Eddie takes the bike back to the shop, strips it down, checks every nut and bolt, every bearing, makes sure that things are ran smoothly after a race weekend. We just make sure that all the components, there isn't too much wear on it, so that we don't have any failures going to the next round. And when we're doing test days like this, you know, we get a chance to try some variables that are completely outside of the window that you know that we wouldn't necessarily try on a race weekend. So for us, these are the more important days, because it just makes our work so much easier once we do arrive at the racetrack. You know, everybody has their own ways of preparing for the event, and as much fun as I have every single time I swing my leg over the bike, I'm having fun doing the test sessions. I'm having fun testing different parameters, and it's great. It's great learning. And you know, in my 20 odd years of riding bikes, you know, I see every session I go out as a learning opportunity, and it's there's so much to learn. Yeah, it's we're always pushing the envelope, searching for the thrill, I guess.
Thrill is certainly big when you get onto a bike like this, and I think another thing that you need to take into account, and a lot of people don't realize, is, you know, you yourself have had 20 years of experience. You've got Eddie in your team that's got oodles of experience when it comes to World Superbikes, MotoGP paddocks, and teams he's worked with. And of course, you put those two together, all of a sudden the bike becomes just part of that whole puzzle. And if you can get it all to sort of plug into place, it certainly makes, like we saw in East London.
Oh, absolutely. You know, the experience that Eddie's got, especially with this bike, Eddie's pretty much been involved with BMW internationally, pretty much from the conception of the bike, looking after the likes of Troy Corsa, Ruben Schaus, Steve Martin, who was the development rider for BMW, Leon Haslam. And prior to that, you know, Eddie's got a wealth of knowledge coming from the Grand Prix circuits, working with the Kawasaki Grand Prix team with Harold Eckel when they first started out on the MotoGP project for Kawasaki. Eddie has definitely done his fair share of mileage around the world and working on bikes, and also the different components of the bikes. So it's great to have a guy like Eddie in my corner. You know, I see it when we're doing test sessions, or even after a practice session on the weekend of racing. We go back to the house or to the hotel. The two of us sit down, we have a beer, we talk about the day's experience, the feelings I've had, the feelings he's had, what he's noticed, what he hasn't noticed. And you know, it's those relaxing moments when the genius actually we come up with the genius ideas. I think it's more the lubrication of the beer, stimulating the senses.
No doubt.
But you know, it's great to have a rapport with a guy like Eddie. You know, he's a great guy on and off the racetrack. Yeah, it's, you know, he picks my brain, I pick his brain, and you know, we work really well together.
On Monster SuperGP, of course, you've also got to take into account the amount of exposure that's being put out there, not only from the SuperGP point of view, but also from your own side, and the amount of work that goes into it. Because not only are you doing testing here for, you know, the bike and the setup and everything like that, but you're also testing out the drifter cameras and what angles you're going to use to give that a little bit of an edge. So when we go on the social media and we start playing around on the likes of Facebook and YouTube, all of a sudden people get to see something completely different that no one else is trying.
Oh, absolutely. You know, we're testing the waters for everything and everyone. As you see, we've got the drift cameras out here today. We're testing different angles so that we can give the viewers a very, very different perspective from a rider's point of view. We want to keep it interesting. We want to keep people coming back. We want to keep people in the loop as to exactly what it's like to be on the bike or at the circuit. I could be sitting in an office, but I'd much rather be sitting
in your office,
in my office, behind the controls of my BMW S1000RR. Hi, I'm Lance Isaacs. You're watching Inside SuperGP, and you can follow me on @Lancelot38, and as well as Lancelot38 on Instagram, and my Lance Isaacs Athlete page on Facebook.